Welcome everybody, it's Mr. B here with the highlights of update 0.69 of the forest. This will be a shorter video than I normally produce for an update, as there have not been that many changes to the game that we can show you on a highlight video. But the ones that we can show you, let's crack on with them. A new game mode has been added, so it's hard survival game difficulty. Let's see what that means. There's less animals and fish to appear in the world, and with a longer respawn time after killing them. Greater and faster cold penalties. Fire has been made more dangerous, and more food required per meal to fill the stomach. I already think there's far too much food required during a day, so this is going to make it even more tough. So thirst also comes faster, you've got a slower respawn on gathered herbs, meat spoils faster and it's easier to get sick or infected, and there are greater penalties from sickness and infection as well. There's also been a rebalancing of poisonous food, drinking bad water and eating out of date food as well. And along with this there is a much lower amount of spawn suitcases. So all in all, a really tough game. I'm actually quite interested in playing this. I think I might look at doing a live stream for it. So it's all great having a new hard survival mode, but how do you actually activate it? Well, you need to start a new game. So single player, new game. And then you've got the option normal, as always, hard, as always. And now the new one, hard survival mode. So if you start a game with that, you've got stronger enemies, and it's more of a rough survival. So it's more of a survival game. Really looking forward to playing this. When you add a stick to reset a trap now, you get a little extra noise. Yeah, you probably just missed it. That's all it is. That's the only noise there is. Awesome. They've now polished up the audio for the Molotov, flare and dynamite when holding them, and when the flares are on the ground. I really love the animation when it cracks the flare to light it. You can hear the flare burning away on the ground. See the smoke as well. I think the whole thing, it looks really well done, really good. You've obviously polished the audio for the Molotov and the dynamite as well, but you don't hear them rolling on the ground, so we concentrated on the flares. Woo! That's... oh, fantastic. I assume this change means that it plays a different sound when you're on snow as opposed to grass, etc. Let's listen. Definitely a different sound. I do really love the turtle sled. They've lowered the number of logs you need to build a birdhouse to 1. However, in the survival book, it still shows as 4, as you can see. But when we come to build it, it shows as 1 log. I love birdhouses in the forest. I think they make collecting feathers so much easier than it was before. It was a real chore before. But now, just build lots of bird boxes and your feathers just come to you. And when they've reduced the number of logs you need now to 1, you can build a whole stack of birdhouses. Herbs now take 1 in-game day to respawn, so this shouldn't really cause most people many problems unless you've got a base next to a supply of herbs that you keep cultivating all the time. Now it's going to take a little bit longer. Remember, with hard survival mode, there is a slower respawn on gathered herbs, so it's going to take even longer than 1 in-game day. They haven't said how long, maybe it's 2 in-game days, maybe it's longer than that, but that's going to make that game mode even harder to play. Make it consistent with other storage. If you now pick up items from the sled that you have no room for in your inventory, they will drop on the ground. There are a number of changes in this update that involve the cooking pot, and in order to accommodate them, it has to be made slightly bigger. It's now possible to use the cooking pot to cook a stew. You can add meats, mushrooms, herbs, berries and oysters, and depending on the recipe will depend on the benefits you get from it. The cooking of the stew takes 30 seconds, and depending on the recipe you get different benefits from it. So there's going to be a collection of recipes out there on the internet of what you can use to cook up for your stew. And the stew, once it's cooked, can remain on the fire for up to 10 minutes without spoiling. If you've never made a stew before, you might not know that it's actually made with water. Yes, if you don't put water into the pot before you cook your stew, what you're basically doing is just cooking all the ingredients that you've put in there, and they will burn extremely fast. It won't provide any benefits either. So remember, water in your pot for your stew. Watch my fullness and thirst. Now that I've just eaten the stew, it's filled me right up with food, and it's also quenched my thirst completely. Stews are going to be really, really good. Really, really useful. You can quench your thirst and hunger in one go. If you do add a pot to the fire without anything in it, you won't be able to pick it up for 40 seconds. Fanfare please, we have a new weapon in the forest. The modern bow. Now the bow is different from the crafted bow, as it's an actual proper bow and not something made from sticks. And there it is. You'll find the modern bow at the very, very bottom of Cave 7, and I've actually produced a how to get the modern bow video to help you out. In the meantime, however, let's have a look at the modern bow in the daylight. So as opposed to the crafted bow, it takes 2 shots to take down a deer. Crafted bow tends to be about 3 or 4. You can also see it's got much increased range over the crafted bow. But bear in mind, they have actually amended the crafted bow to reduce its range and damage. So here we are taking on our traditional enemy. 1-shot kill there. Missed with that one. So it's a 2-shot kill for that cannibal. Miss, I think. Oh, headshot. Lovely. That pinged for something. There we go. 2 shots to take on that cannibal. And another 2 shots to take on that guy. If you want to see more about how the modern bow fares against cannibals and mutants, and an unscientific comparison with the crafted bow, then have a look at my how to get the modern bow video. We've a new model of the rusty axe, so they've amended the texture of it, made it look a bit more rusty. I think it looks quite good, but it's not a weapon I tend to use very much of. You can now add poison to most weapons. Let's add it to the rusty axe. There you go. So we added some poison mushrooms to the rusty axe, just combined them on the mat. Let's see how it fares against that cannibal. He turned... I didn't actually hit him when he turned green. Maybe he touched the axe, I don't know. But it's cool that you can poison your weapons. I really like this. You need to stay down. Oh, he's not dead yet. Come on. All these limbs stay green as well. This is cool. I like this. But see, when you view it in the inventory, they're not green. Needs to be fixed. Drop them on the ground and they go back to normal skin colour. Need to fix this, devs. Come on. It looks so good as well, the green cannibals. So the arrow basket now stores the type of arrow that was added. SP only at the moment. I'm not reading exactly what you can read on the screen. I don't actually understand this. What does SP mean? Does it standard projectile or standard poison or silly putty? I mean, I don't know what SP means, so I did a little experiment just to see what the arrow basket will actually store. So we have a mixture of poison arrows, normal arrows, fire arrows and bone arrows in the quiver in our inventory. Let's put them all in the basket. Now I'm only expecting some of these to register so they come back as different types of arrows. So let's make sure the inventory's empty. Right, so we've got no arrows there. So let's pick them all back up. Now we still have a mixture of fire arrows, bone arrows, normal arrows and poison arrows. So I'm actually not sure what this change is. When you put arrows into the arrow basket and you pull them back out of the arrow basket, it's exactly the same arrows as what you put in. So I'm not sure what the change is there. If you know what that change is, please leave me a comment below. Not sure I can really tell the difference here, but it says it's improved the fire on the enemies. I think it looks fantastic, but I'm not sure it's changed from the last version. But if they say it has, it has. I love the smell of burning cannibals in the morning. I've seen this twice now in 2 different updates. You've got the masked cannibals having no bodies. They have now fixed this. I'm hoping I have this change correct. I come across this one quite a lot, where a happy birthday trap doesn't actually kill a cannibal. They're still alive, and the only way to get them out of the trap is to attack them. They then come back to life and you have to kill them. Or sometimes they trigger the trap again. But fingers crossed, this is the fix that they have implemented. So that's your lot of update highlights for this 0.69 update to the forest. I think the modern bow is a good addition to the game. As always, let me know what you think of the changes to the game in this update. If you liked the video today, please click the like button. It encourages me to produce more content. And if you subscribe to the channel on YouTube or follow me on Twitter, you'll get notifications when I'm next streaming or release a video. Thank you for watching the video today. Your support is very much appreciated. And as always, enjoy the forest and be careful out there.